Hi, my name's Alan. I'm Steve's brother-in-law, and he's very grateful for the fact. What he wants me to do this morning is show you how to make a proper fire in a stove using the patented Stevensons Fire Cradle, what I invented. Okay, let's just see what we need here. We've got matches. I will use one, hopefully. One fire lighter, that's one edge, one fire lighter, some kindling, and a couple of nice dry logs. Okay, here we go. We place the fire lighter in the centre of our stove. We light a match at the third attempt. And we light the fire lighter. Now this is the important bit there. The most important part of any fire is oxygen. So we have to make sure the flame has plenty of air around it. So the fire cradle starts like this. One either side of the fire lighter. 3 bits of kindling that way. 3 more that way. A very important thing, as I always tell my granddaughter when teaching her to light a fire, is place, don't throw, because you'll end up making a mess. So we've got our little cradle there, and then at the side we can just drop some more kindling. I've just got a lovely splinter in my finger. Get it in there. See the cradle's caught lovely. Fill up the sides with kindling. This works with either wood or coal. Get a couple of nice smallish bone dry logs, cross them over like that, shut the door, the flue's open top and bottom, we have a fire. Hang on. No, bear with me. Okay, right, here we go. Okay, Joe, okay, said Finn. That's the detective. Let's start again, and let's keep it nice and simple. We just want to know about the weed. Ah, I said, depends which one you mean. Which one, said Finn with a surprised look on his face. You mean there's more than one? What else are you growing down there? Oh, there's loads of them, I said. There's chickweed, groundsel, goosegrass, twitch, thistles. You name it, we got it. Them nettles are the worst, though. I get stung all to beggary by them. Usually I can find myself a dock leaf if I need to. Not those bloody weeds, and you know it snaps small. The marijuana. Oh, I see, I said. But actually it's just called marrow, and they ain't weeds. I grow some absolute beauties as well. A ladyship has won prizes with them at the village fete. Well, she once won champion marrow 3 years on the trot, she did. Of course, the secret is in feeding them, and I've got my own secret recipe, which I ain't telling you. But more than my job's worth, that is. But I'll give you a clue. It's made up of sheep milk, and it'll be more than your bloody life is worth if you don't start coming clean, Small said angrily, his face starting to go red. Well, I wouldn't mind a good strip wash if I said I peed myself early, and it'd be nice to get cleaned up. You little bast, Small started to snarl and lean forward. But Finn put his hand on his shoulder and stopped him from saying hard. Well, I think that's what he were about to say. I hear that word off a ladyship almost daily and I ain't too keen on it, because I think I know what it means and it ain't very nice. This is the account of the birth of Lenton Wattingham. Lenton was born, as mentioned earlier, at 14 Canal Street, Ingleby, in the year of our Lord 1964, on the 25th of March. Canal Street being a row of terraced houses that backed, unsurprisingly, onto the canal. It wasn't an easy birth, and it took Sylvia a while to recover fully from it. Lenton was a long baby, and had taken quite a while before deciding he was finally ready to enter the world, making the midwife perspire and swear under her breath on several occasions. Despite Sylvia's obedient and willing response to the command to push, time and time again, It was a long and painfully drawn-out process before the midwife happily declared, "The head is out," at which point Dylan, who was poised excitedly with his brownie camera to capture this precious moment for posterity, promptly fainted and measured his length upon the carpet. Thankfully for mother and baby, the midwife ignored him and let him lie, having had quite enough of his jumping around and gesticulating and jabbering and chattering and getting in the way, and was at last grateful for the peace and quiet she now had to be able to finish her work at the Wattingham household. Finally the midwife uttered the long-awaited words, "Congratulations, Mrs. Wattingham, it's a boy," and Sylvia's joy was complete. She'd wanted a boy all along, a baby boy that she and her husband could teach and help grow in the ways of literature and written perfection. She held the newborn Lenton to herself and vowed to him that the world would not defile and pollute his young mind, and that he would be free from its greedy commercial clutches as long as life breath was in her body. Dylan, who had managed to regain his feet but not his composure by this time, and had also prepared some words for the occasion to tell his son, was then handed the now wrapped baby by the midwife, who then skilfully plucked the child straight back off him as he fainted again. Right. So, Lenton Wattingham has stumbled in on his aunt and uncle, his guardians, having swinging sex, and this is the following morning. Chapter 20, April 1980. The silence was awkward to the point of being agonising. Only the sound of knife and fork against plate could be heard in the kitchen, and occasionally the chink of teacup in saucer. Lenton did not want to be there and stared at his own breakfast, as if it was some old Dutch masterpiece that needed his uninterrupted scrutiny to appreciate. Ever so often his aunt and uncle would glance at him and eat each other, but he held his focus on the fry up in front of him for all he was worth. It was Sam that eventually broke the silence. "Now, Lenton," he said, reaching for the brown sauce, "about what happened last night and what you thought I saw." "What I thought I saw," said Lenton, looking up wide-eyed. "I know exactly what I saw, Uncle Sam. Aunt Bunty taking it from behind off Mr. Lawrence, and some other woman riding you like red rum." "Lenton," said Aunt Bunty reproachfully. "Language, please." "I'm sorry, Aunt Bunty, but he asked me what I saw," snapped Lenton. "It was Mrs. Lawrence, actually," said Sam. "Who?" said Lenton. "The other woman. It was Mrs. Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence's wife, Daphne." "Oh, great, that just gets better. You don't understand, lad. It's just not what it seems. We were just... I know what you were doing. I just said so, didn't I?" "Lenton, don't be rude. Your uncle is trying to explain." Bunty's face was beginning to exhibit a fine rosy hue.